boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Sir Alex Ferguson save. This episode is out a little bit later due to me being away for the weekend, but we are going to give you an episode today. We start our FA Cup journey against Norwich away at Carrow Road, and a massive game in the league against Spurs, first versus third, and we can cut the deficit down to them to 6 points. We're picking up right where we left off last time, a 2-1 win away at Everton. Fettiarp and Antonio Marin scoring the goals there. This is the competitions as they stand. As you can see, we're in third in the league. 5 points, so we can cut it down to 2 points, sorry. 2 points, the deficit if we beat Tottenham at home in a week's time. Hoffenheim in the first knockout round of the Europa League. So yeah, good to get that one underway and under our belt. And Norwich in the FA Cup with a knockout by Arsenal in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup. Very much looking forward to winning one of those titles in the next season or so, and hopefully we get a good draw for it. This is going to be the team selection for this game against Norwich. As you can see, we've got 3 players suspended. Fofana, Lascelles and Maya all suspended after last year's competition. Angelino injured, he's out for another 2 months still. Chilwell is out for another 9 days, and Rakovic nearly back, out for 5 to 10 days. Might be back for the Spurs team, but I don't think he will be. But this is the lineup anyway. Woodman goal. Yedlin, Marisic, Zagadou and Davis are the back line. Cataldi and Shelby in the middle. Gray on the right. Sessegnon on the left. Grealish in behind Troy Deeney. Bustos, Neres, Aarons, Baleza, Embolo, Marin and Fettiarp all on the bench. Let's get this first game underway and let's go through to the next round of the FA Cup. Bennett down the line to Pookie and back to Thompson into Bridcut. Good midfield 3 they've got there. Pookie now into the final stages of the first half, and Timu Pookie scores from about 30 yards out, and it's his 5th goal of the season. They driving into that final third. Marshall getting the ball through to Timu Pookie in real life, playing some fantastic football for Norwich, and it hit the post and it rebounded off the back of Freddie Woodman, and it's Norwich 1 at Newcastle 0. I knew this was going to be a very difficult cup tie. Grealish with a corner into the back post to Troy Deeney. He's been brought down by Morrison, and Morrison is going to get booked as well. Troy Deeney to step up 5 minutes into this second half to put us 1-1. Can he score? Yes, he can. Troy Deeney from the penalty spot, putting us back in this game. 7th goal of the season for him, and we're back in this one. Yedlin with a free kick, 25 minutes to go into Barleza, who's come on for Jonjo, and Embolo out to DeAndre Yedlin, gets the ball into the back post. Marin's there, and Marin scores. Come on for Ryan Sessegnon, and DeAndre Yedlin finds him at that back post. And it's Newcastle 2, Norwich 1. We've turned this game around. Barleza into Embolo, who's come on for Grealish. Lovely little through ball to DeAndre Yedlin, and he just takes his time, finds Marin at the back post. Zubas, no chance. 2-1 to Newcastle. Zagadou throws the ball into Ben Davis, and now Cataldi into Barleza. Not going to switch the ball out just yet, but we get the ball through to Cataldi again, into Barleza, Troy Deeney, into Marin, driving forward now. Can he get a 2nd goal of the game? He can! Antonio Marin has come off the bench and well and truly stamped his authority on this game. 2nd goal of the game, 8th goal of the season, and we've well and truly turned this game around. Good ball in from Troy Deeney into Marin, and then he just drives into the midfield too, and picks his spot on that right-hand corner. Zubas gets a hand to it, but not too much. And it's 3-1 to Newcastle now. Aaron's down the line, only finds Cataldi with the throw-in, and then Morrison goes long, and Zagadou knocks it down to Ben Davis. Final 10 minutes here at Carrow Road, and Marin on that left-hand side trying to find Embolo, but the touch is a bit heavy, and they get the ball back. Zimmerman playing it out from the back to Zubas, and he fires the ball forward, and not a yellow shirt anywhere near that. Barleza gets the ball out to Damari Gray down that right-hand side. Can he get the ball in? He can. Marin's there. Can he get his hat-trick? No. Troy Deeney can't turn it round, and it's pushed away for a goal kick. Ben Davies going to throw the ball into Cataldi, get the ball back into the back post where Damari Gray was waiting, but Zubas comes out and claims really well. 6 minutes to go in this game. Zagadou should get that head, and he does. And we get the ball down to Cataldi, and now Barleza in the middle of midfield. Out to Marin. Dangerous player since he's come on. Driving forward into Damari Gray this time, and he heads over. Marin has well and truly turned this game around. 8.9 rating he's playing at the minute. 2 goals off the bench, and I say thought it was going to be difficult after Timu Pookie scored within the first half, but we've come out in this second half and played much better football, and that is full time. Norwich 1, Newcastle 3. Troy Deeney, 5 minutes into the second half, or 10 minutes into the second half, and Antonio Marin coming off the bench and turning the game around with a brace. And we're through to the next round of the FA Cup, and we should bring you that draw later on today as well. And here is that FA Cup 4th round draw. So big teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, ourselves, Everton, Liverpool, United, City, they're all in there. So let's see who we get in the 4th round. Birmingham at home to Rovers, Bristol Rovers or Leicester. And we get Spurs. We generally seem to end up against Spurs or in any competition this season. So we play Spurs in the next round away from home. That'll be a tough ask. If we beat Spurs, we could potentially get through to the latter stages, but I think yes, we did. We played in the FA Cup final last year, and we got absolutely trounced in that FA Cup final. So hopefully we can give them a better game this time round. But yeah, 4th round of the FA Cup against Spurs. I'm not looking forward to that one. And now we go up against Spurs again today in the league to try and cut that deficit down at the top of the league. Right then, here we go. Second game of the episode. Tottenham at home at St James's Park, and win this today, we close the gap to City and Spurs to 2 points. So all in all, a big game. We've got some good news and we've got some bad news. We are in the middle of the transfer window. The good news is we've signed a player. The bad news is we've lost a player, but only to injury. Troy Deeney out for 2 to 3 months with a torn calf muscle, so might need to look at possibly getting in another striker in on loan for the remainder of the season, just to see if we can take some pressure off Fetiap if he's not playing well. Troy Deeney's been really good for us since he's come in for the 2 seasons. He only shows the league goals there, but good average ratings, good amount of games played in all competitions, and say good amount of goals. Already beaten last season's goal tally this season already. So Troy Deeney is out, but we have brought a player in, and we'll see him on the next page, and that player is James Maddison. As you know, went in for him in the summer. They wanted something silly like 50-60 million, nearly paid that as well, but common sense kind of came to me at the time. I went, no, he's not worth it. We'll go for other options. And actually, they've put him on the transfer list for £23 million. And James Maddison is now a Newcastle player, and he will be in that attacking midfielder role. And we've pushed Jack Grealish back as our kind of backup deep line playmaker to John Joe Shelby. So as you can have a look, the attributes on the boy are absolutely phenomenal. Great composure, finishing first touch, long shots, passing, vision, good physicals, good work rate, good teamwork, good technique. All in all, fantastic player. And I say only for £23 million, paid half in January of what I could have paid in summer. So yeah, all in all, a good buy for us there. This is going to be the lineup against Spurs. We've got Woodman in goal, Bustos, Lascelles, Zagadou and Sessegnon at left back, Coutoldi and Shelby in the middle of midfield, and Bolo on the right, Maya and Marin in the attacking 3, and then Arp up top on his own. On the bench, Marisic, Davis, Grealish, Fofana, Gray, Neres and Maddison. Rakitic nearly back. He's a day away. He's a bit too early for this game. Angelino's still injured. Chilwell again back into full training, but not fully fit. And Troy Deeney with the 3 months out on that torn calf muscle. And let's get into this game. As I said, massive game at first versus 4th, I think it is now. Tottenham coming to St James's. Trippier going to get that corner into trying to find Davinson Sanchez, but Zagadou's really well to head that ball out. And we close Trippier down again, closing down the Tongan, but he does get the ball back, gets the ball into Dele Alli, and I think it's been a push from Antonio Marin on Dele Alli, and it is a penalty to Spurs. Harry Kane going to step up and take this one. Bit of deja vu coming back to me there, and Harry Kane slots that into the top left-hand corner. His 22nd goal of the season. Their first real attack of any note in this game, and they put it in, and it's 1-0 to Spurs. Freddie Woodman, absolutely no chance on that penalty. 1-0 Spurs. They're going to get the ball in just before half-time. Vertonghen's there, hits the bar, and Lascelles going to get this ball clear. He's got Mbolo down that right-hand side. Can we set a counter-attack? Fetiap making the wrong run, really. Needed to go down the line, but actually just went central. It's going to see us through to half-time. Changes are going to be made at half-time because we're not playing. We're playing okay, but we need to be doing a little bit more than this. I'm going to assertively say we've been the better team here. Go out there and produce the goods. Some of them I liked it, some of them haven't. Saying you weren't too bad. Believe you can improve and you've got what it takes. Going to go on to the tactics screen. Marion picked up a little bit of a knock, so we're going to bring Neres on that left-hand side. Maya's not having an awful game, so we're going to bring Madison on for his debut, and that's all we're going to do at the minute. Let's start the second half, and hopefully those two players can come on and change this game. Free kick to Spurs just after half-time. Thiago Maia in the middle of midfield, being closed down by Jonjo, and then James Madison out to Hernandez, gets the ball in, and Freddie Woodman claims pretty comfortably. They've done nothing in the game, Spurs. We've dominated this one, and they've gone 1-0 up by a lucky penalty. David Neres down this left-hand side, runs into the middle, finds Fetiap, who finds Sessegnon on that left-hand side, beats his man like he's not there, and a lucky deflection on that cross, can't find its way in, and Hugo Lloris just does enough, as it sees on the replay, to keep it out. Still 1-0 Spurs. Grealish for the corner, 2 minutes before time. Dele Alli gets that ball clear. Lascelles now. Can he get a cross or a shot in? No. He gets tackled by Davinson Sanchez. Now they can set the counter-attack on. No one's pressing Sanchez. He's taken the ball all the way upfield, and Dele Alli now into Kieran Trippier. Back to Thiago Maia. Into Gomez. Goes for goal. Shoots over. And it's well wide. Spurs have come to St James's Park and done a job on us here, because we've absolutely dominated this game. Zagadou now taking on a little run into David Neres, back out to Cataldi, and he's got the ball to switch out to Mbolo. He takes on his man, whips that ball in. Fetiap's there. Fetiap scores more than we deserve in this game. We bring it back to 1 apiece, and Fetiap with his 16th goal of the season. Cataldi whipping this ball out. Lovely switch to Mbolo. He beats and takes on that left back, and it's an early cross, and Davinson Sanchez doesn't find Fetiap, and it's 1 apiece on the 90th minute. Grealish corner just before the full time whistle's going to go, and they get the ball out. Newcastle 1, Tottenham 1. We don't get the 3 points we probably deserved in this game. Harry Kane with a penalty on the 21st minute, but Fetiap rescuing a point in the 91st. Let's see where that leaves us in the table. We were unlucky today. We just need to see games out like that a little bit easier, and we are in 4th. 5 points still away from Spurs, but Chelsea and City have both leapfrogged us, and Liverpool and United closing those gaps. Say the run of form we've had over kind of Christmas and the New Year hasn't been the best. We need to get back onto winning ways against teams like Brighton, Fulham, Stoke and Watford. Next time out, we are going to bring you both legs of the Hoffenheim game in the Europa League, with all the highlights of every single game there. As you can see, we've got a big one against Spurs again in the FA Cup 4th round. You'll see highlights of that as well. But next time out, Hoffenheim, both legs. We go away first to Germany, and then they come back to St James's Park 2 weeks later. But that's it for this episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you don't want to miss out any more content. Remember, tick the little bell icon while you're there, so you're notified every time a video goes live. And until next time, Tuesday, 12 o'clock, we bring you Europa League action there, and we'll round up all the transfer stuff and give you the highlights package of those 5 games. I'll see you soon.